That night, Lloyd sat alone in deep thought, concerned about the abnormal monster pack they encountered. He felt the party should stay cautious. Louis approached him and offered to take over the night watch, worried about his health, but Lloyd refused, saying they should conserve their stamina in case something happened. Silica gently told him to speak up if it ever got too tough, and Lloyd nodded in agreement. The next morning, while the party was on the move, Louis seemed troubled. During a rest stop, Lloyd was off scouting the area. Louis approached and asked what he was doing. He calmly replied that he was using the skill search. Louis was surprised that Lloyd could use search magic, but he brushed it off, saying it wasn't impressive since he couldn't scan wide areas. She then asked if there was anything she or the others could do to help. Lloyd said there wasn't anything in particular. Disappointed, Louis walked away, clearly saddened. That night, Louis confided in Silica, saying that although Lloyd was undeniably talented, it felt like he didn't rely on them at all. Silica reassured her, saying it had been the same at first. Lloyd was still getting to know them. It takes time to build trust. Luth admitted that Lloyd seemed to know nothing about the world, yet knew everything about magic. She wondered how he had lived before. Silica told her he would open up one day. Later that night, Douglas asked Lloyd to help him with something while Cross took over the watch. Douglas was setting up a trap, which he explained were Clapper's devices that made noise when monsters approached. He told Lloyd to get some rest tonight. Lloyd hesitated, saying he couldn't use his search magic if he were asleep. Douglas then asked, "Do you not trust us?" Thinking Douglas was talking about the Clappers, Lloyd explained he was just being extra cautious. But Douglas pressed again. Did Lloyd trust the party? Lloyd answered that he did. Douglas reminded him that by doing everything himself, scouting and night watch, it felt like he didn't trust them. Lloyd admitted he was afraid of causing problems for the party if he didn't work hard, recalling something the hero had once told him. But Douglas made it clear the reason they formed a party was to accomplish things together that they couldn't do alone. He encouraged Lloyd to rely on them more. When Lloyd asked if that was really all right, Douglas smiled and said no one thought Lloyd was lacking, he should rest. Lloyd finally agreed, and they returned to camp. In the morning, Lloyd asked Louis to help him draw water. She happily agreed, and they went together. Meanwhile, elsewhere, a cloaked man reported that the Magistones had been set. Lord Michel, a nobleman, inquired about Ishtar's high-ranking adventurers. The cloaked man informed him that most were out on quests, leaving only low-rank adventurers and the hero's party in Ishtar. Michel smirked and said, "Let's see how the hero's party fares on their own." He ordered the cloaked man to inform their client that it was time, and then vanished. Back at the party, something felt off. Since entering the forest, they hadn't encountered a single monster. Suspicious, Lloyd used his search skill again, and this time detected monsters 10 kilometers away. Louis was shocked that could scan that far. Lloyd casually said, "That's not far at all," leaving her speechless. Worried he'd said something wrong, he fell silent. When they reached the quest destination, they discovered an abnormal pack of monsters. Lloyd noted he couldn't sense any other monsters nearby, which was strange. Silica commented that there should have been more spread throughout the forest. Suddenly, Cross noticed a strange black, glowing, stone-like object. Lloyd used a skill and identified it as a Magistone. Louis was surprised he could see it. Lloyd then cast a spell on the whole party so they could all see it too. Silica expressed concern about the black mist seeping out of the stone. Lloyd analyzed it and revealed that it contained the mana of beastfolk. His master had once told him some beastfolk use unusual spells to control monsters. Just then, Lloyd detected a horde approaching, thousands of monsters of all types. Cross suggested falling back, but Louis feared the nearby residents wouldn't survive. Lloyd declared they should engage, because he had a plan. He asked Cross if he could shoot the Magistone. Cross said he could hit it, but wasn't sure if he could break it. Lloyd told him he'd handle the buffs. Cross readied his bow, and Lloyd cast a bouffon him, his bow, and his arrow. Cross fired, shattering the Magistone in a single shot. Shocked, he asked what Lloyd had done. Lloyd replied that he buffed him, nothing more. Cross was stunned that Lloyd could enhance both weapons and people simultaneously. Lloyd humbly insisted it was Cross who one-shot the Magistone. The moment the Magistone was destroyed, the monsters began turning on each other. Lloyd hoped that would stop the horde, but instead, they charged toward the party. Lloyd told them to wait until the monsters got closer, then signaled Silica to attack. She unleashed Firestorm, incinerating a large portion of the enemy. Louis, stunned, asked what Lloyd did to Silica. He explained he had buffed her spell's power and reduced its mana cost. He asked Silica if she could continue, and she confirmed she had enough mana for about 5 more casts. Lloyd then rushed over to Cross and told him to take down the flying monsters, enhancing his vision. Cross, now fully buffed, began sniping the airborne threats with ease. Lloyd ran back to Silica for the final phase. She warned him she was almost out of mana. He took her hand and transferred his mana directly to her, telling her to finish it. Silica summoned clouds and made it rain, ensuring the forest didn't catch fire from the destruction. Then, completely drained, she collapsed. Dogus caught her and praised her efforts. Louis told Lloyd and Silica to rest, saying they'd take care of the rest. Lloyd, finally relaxing, collapsed and muttered that he'd never been this exhausted in his life. He realized he still had a long way to go. After clearing out the remaining monsters, Lloyd suggested they return to town. Louis said they were too exhausted to move, but Lloyd warned them, whoever is behind this is after Ishtar.